Inspecting the air system on a heavy-duty truck or truck tractor is very important. Depending on the build of the truck, the system may power the suspension, the braking system, and other controls for the chassis and engine. If the air system has defects, the trucks will be subject to fines and/or DOT out-of-service rules. The braking system may not work as designed, or may even cause a brake fire. To make sure all air-powered components will work reliably, the air system must be tested regularly. Here are the basics of testing. Make sure to use suitable block-offs on any trailer braking lines. This will allow you to verify they are free of leaks while testing the rest of the truck. Start by inspecting the trailer air lines for being properly suspended and protected to prevent rubbing and damage. No airline anywhere on the truck can rub any other part of the chassis or another airline. If the damage goes past the reinforcing ply or the secondary tube, it is a DOT out-of-service violation. All connections must not leak and all fittings must be DOT approved. To prevent trailer supply lines from becoming damaged while in use, they must be properly suspended by the correct springs and should be shielded to prevent rubbing. Check for leaks by fully charging the air system. Release both the tractor and the trailer parking brakes to air up the system. Then fully apply the service brake pedal. Wait for the pressures to stabilize and listen for air leaks while watching the gauges for dropping pressure. Check the low air warning system. If the truck has air brakes, it will have two systems and they should be checked separately. Drain the primary tank and watch the gauge while looking and listening for the warning to activate. Make sure the warning does not activate under the specifications. The secondary gauge should stop dropping before the low air warning activates. This is verifying the check valve is operating. When the primary side is completed, air the truck up again and repeat the test for the secondary side. This needs to be done for each system separately as the two are different warning switches for low pressure. This verifies both are working. The DOT specification can vary depending on if it's a truck, tractor, or bus, but a good rule of thumb is 60 psi at the lowest. To test the tractor protection valve, open the trailer service line valve or remove the glad hand while leaving the red line blocked off. With the truck at full air pressure, release both tractor and trailer parking brakes. Apply the foot brake fully so air will now flow from the service line. Watch the gauge and wait for the red button to pop out. This should happen between 45 and 20 psi, while at the same time the air should stop flowing from the service line. The air compressor build time is checked by running the engine at governed RPM while timing it building pressure between 85 to 100 psi. On most trucks and tractors, this should be well below 40 seconds. This is a DOT requirement and can identify potential compressor problems. Lastly, check the air governor for cut-in and cut-out pressures. Run the engine to build air up and see where it stops. You will usually hear a short burst of air when this happens. This is the compressor cut-out pressure. Lightly press the brake pedal repeatedly while watching the gauges drop. When the gauge starts reading about 20 to 25 pounds lower than the cutout pressure, you should notice the gauges start to rise. The pressure that it starts rising is the cut-in pressure. DOT has minimum pressure specifications that state when the pressure starts to build. A truck tractor is no less than 100 psi. Doing these tests from time to time can help keep the air system in DOT compliance or identify potential failures early before a breakdown. All of these air tests are only part of an annual federal inspection. Technicians at Iron Maintenance are trained experts when it comes to inspecting, testing, and repairing the air system on your truck, trailer, or even RV. Please visit our website at www.irontruck.com for more information and locations.